It's another win, it's another clean sheet, and it's another step in the right directions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the player rating show. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we do, though, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. As you can see, we are 9,300 subscribers, so close to 10,000. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. And then believe me, I'm never asking you to subscribe ever again. With that said, let's get into it. Jorgensen. I thought a very good game. It was a game where, because of the level, the difference in sort of quality throughout the game, it became apparent after the first 10 minutes, really, that, you know, it was going to be a fairly easy game for Jorgensen, but it wasn't. It was not at all. He did have to make a couple of really good saves, and he was put to the challenge. And he also finished with said clean sheet. I need to remember, I think it's this one. It is indeed. I'm not going to give him a 6. This is just based off Sanchez and his performance last game. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him a 7 because I feel like a clean sheet in a game where all eyes are on him in that position because Sanchez is doing well. I'm not going to say doing so well, but he's doing well. 2 clean sheets on the bounce. Jorgensen, much like the back and forth between NKUNKU and Jackson, the other end of the pitch, we're seeing 2 goalkeepers going at it a little bit, you know, a little less competition going on there, as Sanchez is that much more experienced, a bit more time, and a bit more reliable, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Do you really class him as reliable? I'm not so sure. But a good game for Jorgensen, nevertheless. We saw the return of Malo Gusto, which, again, could it be this one? It is this one. We saw the return of Malo Gusto. He got an assist, and a good one at that. A really well-worked goal for that second goal for NKUNKU. But alas, I would say it was a bit unnecessary, I think, to bring him back so soon. We took him off at half-time, which is a plus, I would say, and a bit more of a smart move. At the same time, in hindsight, which is the point of this show, if I was to do the ratings right after the show, or right after the game, rather, I feel like the ratings would be somewhat skewed. And although I'm doing this off the top of my head, I haven't come into this with numbers specifically rated and ready to go. I'm going to give him, God, it's hard to give Jorgensen a 7. I'm going to give him a 6.5 purely because I still am yet to really see necessarily the Gusto that we're so used to seeing and so excited to see. You know, it's going to take some time. I'm glad that we took him off at halftime to ensure his fitness is still kept to where it should be, given the fact that he's just coming back from an injury, for Christ's sake. So not rushing him back into things, much like we wouldn't be rushing things with you know, his other mate, James. Forgotten what his name is because he's been away for so long. But anyway, a good performance from Gusto. You could argue a 7 for him, I would say, but we're trying to, I don't know, because it was it's a 5-0 win. We should probably, but it's against Barrow, so I'm going to stick with a 6.5. I don't think that there's necessarily too much that needs to be changed with Disasi here. Again, 6.5 is a damn good score. Like, anything other than anything above 7 is like that's a really good game. And again, I don't know. Do you know what? I am going to go back on what I was just saying there. I think I'm going to give him a 7 purely because of the clean sheet. I feel like himself and Badiashile actually had a decent game together. That you know, dynamic duo of the Monaco players. It's not something that has ever been good watching in the past, but this time around, we got the 5-0, we got the clean sheet. It was, you know, it was what it was. Let's just say that. With Badiashile, I would suggest it's not necessarily as clear cut as a 7 for him. I'll be honest, wasn't really paying attention too much to the defence, if I'm being completely fair, purely because most of the action was going on at the other end. That's not true, though, entirely, because obviously, Barrow did come close in the first 5-10 minutes or so, but after that, it was pretty much a done deal, wasn't it? Vega, I will go along with the fact that I think it's probably a likewise thing for him and Gusto, a 6.5 in that regards. Again, you might have seen something different to me. I feel like we're scratching the surface with Vega. I'm really excited to see what he does for Chelsea. I think he's going to be a really good player for Chelsea in the future and in years to come. It's the same thing. But I do strongly believe that he's going to be one of those players that we'll look back on and think, fuck, what a signing. What a signing. The same as his counterpart, Malo Gusto. I think we're already looking back and thinking, no one really expected him to be this good, but he is very, very good. Speaking of goods, I was going to say KDH is not, but that's very harsh. Let's be completely honest here. But we'll go straight into it. I think I'm not going to give anyone a 5 or a 5.5 is what I was going to say, because let's be honest, Gusto and Vega were better than Dewsbury Hall. So I'll probably stick with a 6. I'm not going into the 5.5s, and let's be honest, it's probably KDH that was the worst out of everyone on the pitch. And that seems so harsh to say that about him, but he's just not hitting the heights so far. And it will come, hopefully, it will come. But getting a bit of a Danny Drinkwater vibe at the moment. Alongside him, Cassidy was, of course, a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble, into the Chelsea starting 11, and as such, put on a bit of a clinic, I would say. Dare I say, a fairly good performance from him. Dare I say? Again, I would argue most people looked at that starting 11 and thought, Jesus Christ, why are we playing him? Out of all the players that we have at our disposal, it doesn't make sense. Needless to say, he came on. He was on from the start, but he put in a good performance. He really did. 8.5, not so much. Again, this is just from Caicedo, I think, from the last game. But I am going to go ahead with... I'll go with a 6.5. It was good for what we were expecting, I think, but he was not better than a 6.5 for me. And again, I want to preface, you're probably thinking, Jesus Christ, these ratings are low for a 5-0 win. But you need to, it's in context. I want to keep, on this show, it's not the same as everyone else's sort of like ratings on wherever they do it. I want to keep this as like a really good bar. I don't want, like 6.5 is above average. Average for me is 5 in this context. If you're below 5, you've had a fucking stinker. So for context, 5 is just slap bang, a very average game. Not good at all, but not terrible. With that said though, 6 is teetering on that edge. When I start doing like 4s, 3s and 2s, then that's when, things are really bad. But I don't see that happening for Chelsea anytime soon. I'm hoping. Joao Felix. And again, before we continue, please do like the video, subscribe and all that good stuff. Joao Felix next. And is this the one for him? It's not. Is it this one? It's not. It might be this one. It is. A 7.5 seems about right, It seems about right. I think Joao Felix, very good game, very good assist. I would argue he could have been close to getting an 8. However, for that yellow card, I don't know, that seems kind of harsh though at the same time, because let's be honest, it was a very, very soft yellow card to give. Just a simple tap of the arm. It wasn't necessary. It was the only yellow card of the game for Chelsea Football Club. So let's remember that. In a season or seasons gone by where we're otherwise very bad disciplinary-wise, 1 yellow card, and the yellow card that it was, it's not bad going. But again, Felix, very good performance from him. 76 minutes played, 1 assist, 1 shot, created 2 chances, Shot accuracy, his one and only shot was off target, but let's be honest, he could have had a goal. He didn't quite have a goal. It was a fantastic free kick, but not good enough to get the goal. It was, of course, an own goal off the post, onto the back of the keeper and in the back of the net. But what a free kick it was. What a free kick it was indeed. And worthy of a goal, I would say. But, you know, I was saying this is inevitably going to hit the wall, and then it goes and swings around the wall and then into the back of the net. And that's all she wrote. 7.5 for Joao Felix. I was very impressed with what I saw, and for a player that I was very much what's the words? I couldn't care less if he joined or didn't, if he joined or not. But the more and more he's playing, I'm starting to like it more. And Alex said it better than me. I'm judging this stint at Chelsea as a fresh start, a clean slate for Joao Felix. I wasn't impressed by him when he played for us the first time around, but this time around, it could well be different. A great game for Joao Felix. Next up, and third to last, it's going to be, if I can find out where the numbers are, it's going to be Pedro Neto. I forgot his first name. Pedro Neto scoring his first goal in Chelsea blue and at Stamford Bridge, but overall for Chelsea Football Club. And he was my shoo-in. He was my guarantee for a goal in this game. And much to the, again, on the panel, everyone was like, why do you think Neto's going to score? And I just thought, I don't know. I feel it coming. He's been really good for us so far. He's very good attacking, and he gets himself in those positions where a goal is a goal. And MUDRYK with the assist, played across the goal, taps it in, right place, right time. It's the way I think Neto's going to score a lot of his goals, is being in the right place at the right time. Positionally, very, very good, and tracking back, all that good stuff. He's just a very, very good player. Very good player. And again, not going to be a surprise when he's very, very good for Chelsea in the coming months, years, seasons, whatever you want to call it. I think Neto is going to be one of those players we look back on as a Willian, as a fucking Pedro, you know, looking back on those types of players with, you know, fond memories of oh God, what I wouldn't do for a Pedro Neto right now in a game like this when we're struggling for wingers in 20 years' time, because all these fuckers are here for the long time. But either way, I'm really liking Neto, and that, you know, to say the least. MUDRYK, and I'm not going to be harsh. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7, all right? I don't know. I'm so conflicted. I'm so conflicted because I thought it wasn't a shite game. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just another one of those ones where there's just nothing to really write home about. I mean, and again, I know he got an assist and good for him. I'm going to give him a 6.5. I don't know if that's agenda or if that's harsh or whatever you want to call it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And again, like I was saying, with people saying, well, he got an assist. It was a really good run from him. It's a pass across goal against fucking Barrow. You know, even NKUNKU's goal showcased just how poor the level was towards the end of the game. Where he just took the ball off of the keeper and put it in the back of the net. I'm not trying to take anything away from MUDRYK, but it's the simple things is what he should be doing. And the fact alone that this is something that was like, I don't know if he's going to get the pass off right here. Is he going to get this right? And he does. Clap, clap, clap for MUDRYK. But all the same, this is something he should be doing on a weekly basis. And more so, getting himself in the right place at the right time, which he did. So, you know, hats off for that. But at the same time, I don't want to be babying MUDRYK. It's tough love from me because I want him to do well. I really do. I really, really do. But it's tough love from me. I don't want people babying him and he finally got an assist. Put some respect on MUDRYK's name. Fuck that. He's better than he's been putting on. He's better than it. You wouldn't believe it based on what we've seen from him, but you know, hopefully better to come. Hopefully games like this put some confidence on his back. Lord knows Maresca's had enough of him because of the shite he's been saying about him in the press conferences. But he's speaking the truth. He's speaking what we are all thinking, and that is, what is up with this geezer? He's just does he want a career at Chelsea Football Club? Who knows? Anyway, I move on, and I don't even need to change the number for this. It's a 9 for, I don't know, it could be a 10, you know. It's a 9.5. I can't give a 9 to Jackson. I'd give a 10, but again, it's only Barrow. A hat-trick in the Premier League is a 10. A hat-trick in the Conference League against, you know, later stages of the tournament is a 10. A hat-trick against Barrow, I'm sorry to say, NKUNKU, as impressive as that game was from you, lovely to see you actually put in a performance like that. And that's not to say for a second that he hasn't been, but I'm just saying to put that in straight after a Jackson clinic of two goals from him. They're going back and forth. They're going tit for tat, and it's fantastic to see. But it is a 9.5 for that. So close. So close to a 10. But again, I stand by my reasonings. You can't get a 10 for a game against a League Two side. Chilwell, great performance from him, I thought. Not anything amazing, but it was a good performance considering he hasn't played for so long. Josh Achimpong and Tyreek George, I think they just didn't hit the ground running. I think it's very unfair to criticise them too much, but, you know, enthusiasm, of course. George with a fantastic chance, absolutely fluffed it at the most important time. But hopefully, like I say, in the future we'll see more of them. 18 years of age, both of them, so plenty of learning to be had, and they'll learn from this game for sure, no doubt about it. Carney Chukwuemeka came back, and it wasn't really a game to remember too much. He was only on for 14 minutes or so, so it is what it is. Glad to see him back on the score on the team sheet, nonetheless. And Mark Guiu as well. The same for him. Neither of them really getting involved too much. Mark Guiu was pulled back quite a lot. Could have got a penalty, and that was all from Carney Chukwuemeka's forward pass, which was very, very nicely done, I must say. With that said, here is your final ratings for this game against Barrow. But yeah, with that said, please like the video. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel if you've made it this far. Hey! 10 o'clock. Thank you for watching. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.